What's up, my amazing beasts? I got a slightly different video for you guys today. It's a video that I wasn't planning on making actually, but I think it's important to do so. So I don't know how to really begin it, so I'm just going to talk about the background of what I'm going to be sort of conveying within the video today. So let's talk about Alcatraz and Blackout as a whole and the modes. So within Blackout and Alcatraz, because they're not interlinked, the process of information is quite hindered within them. So a lot of people in Alcatraz, they have no clue what the hell they're doing within certain things in Black Ops 4. And this is sort of the mindset that my friend was in. So my friend randomly is like, okay, I want to buy a 3-letter account. Let's go, let's do this. He went to some guy with 11 followers, and then I made sure I messaged him quickly. And I'm like, no, this shit makes, ooh, that's a bad idea. So my friend wasn't aware of anything about how PlayStations get pulled, how accounts get pulled. He wasn't aware of what the shit he needed to get from people. He didn't know about the barcodes, the OGE. He doesn't understand like what the importance of having someone who's an original owner. So I needed to teach him that, because I knew if he tried to buy one, he would most likely get scammed. So he came over to me and he's like, okay, yeah, should I buy from this? No, I'm like, no, do not buy from this, 100%. So then I took it upon myself to make sure I try and guide him over and try and get him a PSN. And he asked me, Jacob, do you know someone who's selling a PSN? And my idea, first of all, was somebody from BO4, so they're decently known. Someone who's, again, decently known, so they have a reputation to uphold. And someone preferably recent, so there's an available PSN. And the first person that came to mind was OVV. And the bonus of OVV was that he was also decently a friend of mine. And a lot of my friends are his friends. So within him, I was thinking, okay, I don't really think something gay is going to happen. But it did. It was very, very gay. So this is the next one we're going to talk about on the video. So after this point, we went ahead and we messaged OVV and we said, okay, yo, do you still have your account for sale? He listed it for 400 before. The only thing that fell off was the price. Everything else was like, okay, it's decently known. I don't think shit's going to be weird with us. And he's like, yeah, I still got my price. I got my account on listed for this. And me and Moez, we went in with him, and Moez was the one mainly messaging him, but I was in the background. I was telling him what he should be asking for, what questions he should be making for OVV, just so we can sort of get to know if this is going to go some bullshit way. So our whole idea within messaging OVV was to try and make sure to ask as many interestingly related questions for a decently long period to see if he makes some stupid answers, and to be quite honest with you, he didn't. So we asked for the origin of the account. It was all legit, it was fine. We tried to ask like, oh, how do we know we're not gonna get scammed? Oh, how do we know we're not gonna have the account pulled? This is actually the most interesting thing he said. Yeah, bro, that is quite the interesting statement from this individual. That was quite interesting. So then we went through and we offered the account. I think we eventually settled for 400, which is like the original asking price. He accepted all of this, by the way, just saying there was no conflict between ideas. He accepted basically everything. We asked him about a middleman. This is one of the reasons I actually supported this deal, which I really feel bad about. We asked him if he wanted to use a middleman, and this wasn't actually because we wanted to use one, because we didn't really give that much of a shit, but we wanted to ask him if he wanted to use a middleman, because if he wants to use a middleman, we can tell that he isn't trying to scam, at least initially, which somehow he still did. And that is quite a very big play. I must say, OVV is quite the cold-blooded individual, bro, on God. So he accepts middleman. We asked him if he wants to use me as a middleman. He said no, which is very understandable. I actually was expecting that. And he talks about, oh yeah, this is going to be so secure, bro. There's no racist messages. We got all the serials. We got the OGE. He's been talking about this for about basically like an hour now. Then we're going through payment methods and a clarification of details. We're basically asking the same shit over to him, like over and over. We're asking the same questions just to see if he answers in some bullshit way. All of this is just to make sure that there's no bullshit that's going to happen. So he clarifies the details. And we basically confirmed the order at the end. So we're like, okay, well, we've asked all the questions, we can go through. And then OVV, he just had some bullshit about like exchange rates and shit. And then we asked for the OG info, etc. Eventually we settled for a 300 to 100 split, which a lot of people might be like, oh no, that's an interesting split. I didn't actually want to split it like that. Moez said, I think we should send 300 and 100 later, which is a good idea, because if we sent 400 initially, then OVV would have scammed for 400, like the nerd that he isn't. So even after we did all these checks and shit, and within my perception of this whole situation, I was like, okay, yeah, I think this will actually probably work out. We still get screwed over by this guy, and I'm actually very, very interestingly surprised, because that guy was, to be honest, I kind of respected him. He was a decent individual. OVV was kind of my guy. So after this, I was really, really angry, but not really at what just occurred, but at the fact that I was in the background of this, and I failed my friend with giving him enough information. So my friend lost around like $10. And so after this, Koresh came over here, and big ups to Koresh, goes up to Koresh right now, because he's a sexy beast. He came over to me and he's like, okay. Eventually, he offered to sell me his account. And after this point, I'm like, yeah, I think this is right, because the person who was to blame mostly for the situation, to be quite honest, it was kind of me, because I made the bad call. Even though I did sort of go through the precautions, I did put all the wisdom out, I made sure that the situation, we got as much information as possible, I still kind of encouraged the wrong call, sorry. I told my friend I can't be 100% sure about this, but I think if I wasn't there, he wouldn't have taken the deal. So I came and I spent about half of my current net worth, which I've earned from BO4. So I bought the account from Koresh now, who is actually legit, and it does not do gay haram behavior, unlike OVV, the absolute sexy beast he is. So I bought the account from Koresh, I bought LGF, and I sent it straight over to my friend to make him happy. Because this guy is really close to me, bro. He's a sexy beast, so I respect him. I'm not gonna just stand by and just let him get scammed. No, it's my issue. I was there, so I sent him over in LGF. So he's gonna be chilling in Alcatraz. So for any of the people who want to fake upload Koresh, bro, come pull up to Alcatraz with your Hades, bro. I'm gonna snap that shit, and I'm gonna absolutely rape your ass. So come hand down LGF right here, and we can teach you all. But anyway, yeah. So he has LGF, so he's happy. Even though he got scammed for 310, I still managed to get him that 3-letter. I'm not going to say exactly how much I spent on this, because I think Moes will try to give me back the money, but I don't want him to give me back the money. It's fine. I'm actually very happy. I don't regret having to make this situation right myself. I don't feel any regret on doing that. I think it's the right thing to do, and I think it sets the right precedent and right example for people. Also, just to mention, before I did actually make this video, I did reach out to OVV to try and understand why he did such a haram behavior. I did send him a message, but he does not want to reply, and I waited for him to join my party, but he's too scared to join. So that is that. I gave him the chance to show his own side of the story, but he doesn't want to see it, so unfortunately we will not be seeing that today. Here is the OVV's, all of his socials. Of course, OVV is his main PSN. Here is his YouTube channel. His old IG, which is now discontinued because he has run away from it, is this, and his new IG, sorry, is right here. So just make sure whenever OVV comes back on sale, you understand that you're going to get scammed. And also here's the face reveal of OVV right here. Might as well include this here. As you can see, he looks like an absolute beast, and within his channel you can watch his all amazing face cam. Look at his sexy, nice, thin arms looking like twigs. After I had my friend lose $310, I realized that maybe the reasons of OVV scamming was not exactly ones of greed, but rather of desperation. I mean, look at this guy. He looks like a literal Auschwitz victim. I never really realized this to this point, but I'm quite concerned about him. I'm quite concerned that he's not getting enough calorie intakes every day. I'm concerned that he's suffering from malnourishment. So I think he really needed that $310 to buy some Happy Meals. But I started another fundraiser for him, just specifically for him, because I need to make sure my people are taken care of. So I want my guy to not go hungry. So here's a fundraiser to buy him a nice McDonald's meal, so that he can have a nice warm meal, get buff, get beasting, and be sexy. So I strongly encourage you guys to donate to that fundraiser. The more you donate, the more he'll be able to buy. Maybe you can get him a nice extra McFlurry with his McDonald's purchase, so he can be buff and he won't look like a concentration camp victim. But yeah, that's about it. So if you guys want to donate to that, I can get you guys a link, and you can get him a nice McFlurry. All donations will go straight to him. Just make it watching out for my boy, bro, on God. And finally, just to finish the video off, the reason it was created was just to set a good precedent within the game, just to make sure that this sort of shit doesn't happen to anybody else. It's good to stop it at its root. OVV is still advertising his amazing IG services. They're so sexy right now, so if you want to get scammed, you can go over there. But if you really don't want to have that and you want to actually come through me and get normal services, go ahead, go to my Instagram. I sell emblems, I sell camos and shit. I've had alleged reports that he's been scamming other people for calling cards and shit like that, so if you want to get those, just come straight through me. Anyway, watch out in the game. I'll see you around, boys. See you later, babes.